Hi kids, welcome back. Yes, something slightly different this week. I know I've been making things and talking about the film, etc. Because I'm a massive stupid geek. As you can probably tell, I've got very bad hair and a stripy top. Not because I'm cosplaying as Tim Burton, although that's getting closer by the day with the amount of grey and stuff. The long hair is because of the film. My character needs to have the unkempt look, so I'm not getting my hair cut till we shoot it next year. This is one of two stripy tops I bought, weirdly inspired by my trip to the Tim Burton experience. I keep saying exhibition. It was an experience in London, which you can see in previous videos of mine. And today I'm going to unbox two parcels that I've had in the post. Both things I'm very interested in, very excited about, and I'm not great at unboxing, but bear with me, it should be fun. Documents only bit. Nobody wants those. Okay, what's the best bit to open? This came all the way from Montana, I think. It's a head MO. But I gotta say a big thank you to my buddy BC on the bass guitar, who arranged to send these to me because I couldn't get them in the UK. And wow, you do a good job, BC. And the seller wouldn't ship them to the UK, so BC stepped in and did it for me. What a legend. Alrighty. Other extra packagings. Miss your raps to tea. Always got your back. BC. BC, you're a gentleman and a scholar, mate. This is depending on how you look at it, it's either a lovely thing or a terribly sad thing for an old man to do at my age, but I don't care, because there are people who would do a lot worse than me with their time and money, and I refuse to apologise to anyone anymore, unless the people are nice. Anyway, I don't apologise to critics, but let us continue. I have to cut this down the side here, because BC's done a good job of I honestly didn't think the packaging was included. So, as you probably guessed by now, it's the final set of Tim Burton's tragic toys for girls and boys. Very hard to get hold of these ones. They were expensive enough, plus they wouldn't ship to the UK. So we've got that's Brie Boy, because he's got a head like a big piece of brie. The Pincushion Queen and Staring Girl. I think she's called Stare Girl in the cartoon. Yes, I should be keeping these possibly in the box. They are dated. See, there's the full set there, of which I now own. What year are these? 2003. So these have not been opened, but just as my mum used to say, carpets are for walking on, so don't worry about taking your shoes off. Toys are for displaying and opening. And obviously, when I kick the bucket, nobody I know is going to say, "Ooh, but Terry's toys might be worth something." They'll be taken to the charity shop by people who don't know and don't care about how much they're worth. So I'm gonna open them now, and I'm gonna have them on display. Very nice box though, isn't it? And I'm gonna get the fun out of them while I can. Oh, obviously very Tim Burton. I do have my Tim Burton stripy shirt on today, Tim Burton-esque. Yeah, I mean, I could be very precious, but at the end of the day, they're not one-offs. They're not like, they haven't come from the set of a Tim Burton movie. They're mass-produced plastic toys, and just because they're old, like me, it doesn't mean they're some kind of relic to be revered. I'll keep the boxes because they may pack up. So we've got here, we've got a nicely piece of, well, there's 4 little indentations in there. That's really nicely. 2003 Tim Burton, made in China. Tim Burton was not made in China. So that's for the chair, obviously. It's got the 4 legs. They do put these in very, very strongly nowadays. I say nowadays, maybe it was back in 2003. They just, because I bought a Jack Skellington once and there was about 50 of these in the back of it. So maybe Tim Burton is like, don't break my stuff in transit, it's expensive, because these things are. Look. Who's the person who said, chuck it out if it doesn't spark joy? Was that Marie Kondo? Was that the decluttering queen? These are sparking joy, okay? I'm still buzzing off the time I went to the Tim Burton exhibition in London, which is on a previous video of mine, you can see. I wasn't in there as long as I should have been. I rushed through it, as I'm wont to do. I can't get the thing up. And I should have spent a lot longer in there just soaking it all in. Because the second I got out, not the second I got out, because I probably could have gone back in. After about 10 minutes, well, usually the point where you get too far away to go back, I kind of went, I should have been in there longer. So, mind you, I caught it on the last day of the exhibition, pretty much. So, I'm glad I made the trip. It's a shame it's ended, because
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Would almost definitely have booked another trip to go back and see it again and really take my time. But you can see my video, it's got some nice filming and info in there. It was very inspiring. Reminded me how much I love the Tim Burton stuff. Tim is he's a weird guy with a long career, and is he the best artist in the world? No. Is he the best filmmaker in the world? No. But he is unique and he does what he does. And I got bad news. Right, so that fits on there, little. And I've just gone and found a pin. Eek. Can you see that? I just found a little orange pin. So where has that come from? I will affix it. I'm guessing it's come from the top of the chair because, to be honest, there's only 3 on there and 4 on that one. Let's have a look. It hasn't come from the chest. Oh, I think it may have come, oh, there may be 2. It looks like there's 2 broken off ones on the side of the head. They're very thin, very brittle. I can fix this one, but is there a second one that I've missed? Is there an extra one? This is a problem with fitting brittle, fragile things with millions of pieces of wire. So they can tend to break. Aha! On the floor. I have found a little yellow one. So they come out the face, so they're going on. I will look at reference pictures. Where's the box? Where's the box? Right, so the orange one, you can't really see it on this picture. The orange one is at the bottom, the yellow one's at the top. Okay, I'll fix them, don't worry. Again, I'm not worshipping these, so I ain't crying about it. They're just toys at the end of the day. I know they're for display, and I probably won't be letting my under 10-year-old granddaughter play with them, because they're not that type of toy that you can just throw around, as my granddaughter is wont to do. Yeah, so have these got any fragile bits? Well, they've got very fragile arms, tiny little arms. But see, you've got to wrestle with the back with this piece of wire and hope to goodness you don't damage the figure. Right, get out. There we go. Come on. Bree boy. God, he's got a head. It does look very realistic. Look at that. It's got little cracks in it. Yeah, see what I mean about the tiny little hands? Does he stand up? He's very top heavy. Yeah, he's fine. And now for staring girl, or stare girl. She's great because she's got that that very Tim Burton stare. I think this is probably the look of her with the eyes and the tiny sort of almost anime minimal nose there is kind of a big inspiration for my Tim Burton inspired statuette, maquette, whatever you want to call it, which is currently in progress on my YouTube channel and other videos. I've still got to do a final assembly, sculpt the skirt, final assembly and paint, and I've got an umbrella to make as well. So I will get back to that at some point, but right now I'm really... See, now her arm is bent around the back and her entire head is encapsulated in very tight vac form plastic. Oh, goodness me, I hate doing that. There we go, nothing's broken off. Oh, what's wobbling there? Oh, it's just a hair touching a skirt at the back. It's not a loose piece. Okay, let's see if we can line these up. She not look too happy. I wouldn't be too happy if I'd lost my pins. I'm going to do a cut and get closer in. And we're back. So, yes. Let's look at them one by one. Move those out the way. Just stare at us from a distance. So, pincushion queen. Spin her around. Yeah, so basically, little red sort of lipsticky type stuff. It's not focusing very good. That's better. Yeah, you can see the holes in the side of the head there. So the two missing, there they are. May have broken off in transit, may have broken off in packing. Unless you rewind this video and see me breaking them off being heavy-handed, but I doubt it. Anyway, it's a lovely piece. There's loads of colour on that. Considering Tim Burton's known for monochrome gothic type stuff, this is pretty colourful, isn't it? Anyway, so the chair, I'm not going to glue it to the chair, to the floorboards, but it does go on there like that. The feet are in the thing, so I will put her in the in a safe place, which I shall show you in a second, which is not a very safe place. Stair Girl is on a kind of green grassy knoll. Again, very typical Tim Burton. So the tapping noise was the body hitting the hair. But it's quite beautiful in her own little special way. Don't like that hand tucked away behind, but I know my hand's shaking. I don't know why. Probably because I need food. Okay, so that's Staring Girl. That's Pincushion Queen. And now for Brie Boy, also known as Larson.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
So yeah, interesting looking Brie head. Tim Burton striped top. No stripes on Staring Girl, but she's Pincushion Queen has stripy stockings, which is a sort of Tim Burton staple of stripes. Maybe my radiator in the background is Tim Burton inspired, who knows? Probably not. So, and it's got a very curved, because they're kind of vinyl base. A lot of the bases are curved. But if I can move the camera a little bit. Yeah, so lovely. I'm going to get some very strong super glue to glue these pins back into the poor girl's face. Like I say, I'm not going to connect her to her base. She's not meant to be connected. And I will put them in pride of place where my other 9 currently reside. Let me show you those. As you can see, we're all stories in the end. Just make it a good one, eh? Yes, they're currently on top of my TV, which is a bit precarious, but then again, it doesn't shake around much. I will be putting these somewhere nicely, like a shelf. If only I could get a corner shelf, that might be good. Anyway, let's go through them all. I have the full collection of Tim Burton tragic toys for girls and boys. This is Mummy Boy. This is Roy the Toxic Boy. Is it Roy? I think it's Roy. Roy, the Toxic Boy, yeah. He's got a great look to him. Again, look at the stripes. All in the ground. This is Jimmy the Hideous Penguin Boy, which is very much based on the 1992 Danny DeVito character from Batman, Penguin. This is the girl with many eyes. I do love her trainers. Very good trainers. This is Robot Boy, bit of a celeb, as there was a massive one in the Tim Burton experience. Is he? Exhibition, not experience. And he's even plugged into the wall. That looks like an illusion. Looks like he's plugged into the wall of my living room. Another celeb, Stain Boy. I've got some artwork of Stain Boy on the wall, and he's cool and very, very minimal. Oyster Boy, also another bit of a celeb in Tim Burton, because he wrote a book, The Hideous Death of Oyster Boy, and other stories. He comes with a detachable mask, which is a little disturbing. I don't even know what's in that bag. I don't think I want to know. Big oystery head. This is Junk Girl, which is very disturbing. Look at her poor face. It's disturbing because I know she's supposed to be like dirty and sooty and she's got a dustbin, but she looks like she's been incinerated. Filming this in August, 80 years anniversary of the 2 atomic bombings at the end of World War II. This imagery is quite disturbing. This is the boy with the nails in his eyes, which ironically is not as disturbing as Junk Girl. He does have a hammer, and on the floor they look like Christmas lights and baubles, so maybe he's had enough for Christmas. I know I have. It's self-inflicted though, because he's got a hammer, so he's obviously put the nails in his eyes, so he must quite like it. Again, as we've just seen, Brie Boy with his giant cheesy head and a stripy top. Pincushion Queen, sad enough, but even sadder now she's missing the 2 pins from the side of her face. And Staring Girl, who's very, very cute actually. She needs to get some sleep though. Weirdly, they've all got the tiny little Tim Burton feet, except for the girl with many eyes. She's got giant trainers, which is quite cool. Robot Boy don't got no feet. Anyway, those are the full collection of Tim Burton's tragic toys for girls and boys, and I love them like my own children. Well, maybe I love them a bit more than that. Anyway, okay, let's go for box number 2. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. It is more toys. And again, a toy that costs a heck of a lot more than you'd think because of what it is and how rare it is. And we're not talking museum rare, but just almost impossible to get hold of. And the ones you can get hold of are flipping expensive. How are we going to do this? It's very awkward. I'm not very good at unboxing, so I must admit. Anyway, I have got. Hang on, let's just get it out the outer packaging first. Chip paper. Oh yeah, it's loose, isn't it? It didn't come with a box. That's how rare these things are. One in a box would have cost me months and months and months worth of food and rent. Anyway, at least it's nicely wrapped. I'll give them that in a nice soft spongy stuff. So we have a base. We have 2 stands which are angleable, which is quite good. No, sorry, you can't see those. I'll do everything like that. Base, 2 stands. What date is this thing? Let's have a quick look. I don't have my eyesight. It just says made in China. Okay. And the star of the show, previously known as Young Robert, in his later years, or as we came to know him, he is the one, the only, Old Bob. Old Bob, the robot from the black hole, the Disney movie. Right, I'll try not to go on about it. I'll try and put him on his base. Old Bob is a character from the black hole, the Disney movie. That does not fit very well on there. Why does it not fit very well on there? Come on. That is complete rubbish. Let's try that one. Is that any better? Oh, that's a better one. I don't know what this one's in aid of. Right. Hey. Okay, the black hole, Disney's very expensive at the time. Let's move the camera down. As I was saying, Disney's very expensive movie. It was Disney's most expensive movie at the time, the black hole. considered by many to be a very expensive flop. A lot of people called it, a poor relation to Star Wars, etc. The truth is, it was probably designed or conceived before Star Wars as a film called Space Island 1. And then I think it was Space Probe 1. Then it was later called The Black Hole. It was retooled many times, and it was quite a sort of Captain Nemo in space type thing. Later on, it was a very dark film, but then they added 2 robots called Bob, and one very similar to this, but much more neater, called Vincent, voiced by... Old Bob was voiced by Slim Pickens, so he had that sort of southern country drawl, Texan accent or whatever, and Vincent was very much more upper class and educated, voiced by Roddy McDowall. Both actors were not credited in the film. They both floated around, and as you can see, Bob's seen better days. He's beaten up, that's why he's called Old Bob. And he's got one of his magnetic stabilizers out, the other one's broken. So he's very nervous and shaky, as you can probably tell here, robot. I've got about 3 different versions of Vincent. Again, not easy to get hold of. The cheapest one, I say the cheapest, the smallest one is the Mego one, which I've got upstairs. And the Mego Bob is ridiculously, it's like gold dust. If you could get the Mego Bob, you're looking at £500 or more. And it's tiny, and it's about that big, and it's painted really badly. But these are the Diamond Select ones, which came with a load of accessories. I don't know if he's missing accessories. Vincent came with a lot of accessories, different guns, different arms, etc., etc. I don't think Bob's head, it doesn't seem to want to move. I'm not going to force it, but this is the only Bob I've got. I may be getting a 3D printed version of the Mego Bob, because also you can't buy them for love nor money. But the Diamond Select ones came out in a 2-pack of Vincent and Bob, I think, and also a 3-pack of Vincent, Bob, and Maximilian, the big red robot. Now I own all 3. Yay! So another expensive obsession out the way. And he's not painted too greatly. There's a lot of black spill around his eye there, and there's... I could have painted it a bit better. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to repaint it, obviously, but he's going... At least this came with a stand. I don't think Vincent did. But I got Vincent, Bob, and Max now. So they're the 3 figures that came out. As you know, I'm a massive fan of all things robot-y. I've got about 200 robots in a box upstairs because I don't have the storage space, the display space for them. One day I shall. But there we go. That's the Diamond Select figure of Bob. It didn't come with his packaging, and I'm not too worried about that. But he was expensive. He was more expensive than I wanted to pay, but even brand new, this is close to the price that he was brand new. I think brand new they were about £30. I paid a bit more than that. Yeah, I know, it's a lump of plastic. Hey, I'm a geek. This is what we do. As I always said, everyone's geeky about something. You may not be into sci-fi and plastic robots, but you may spend a fortune going to football matches and gigs and theatres and Jimmy Choo shoes, Sorry about that. Yeah, maybe we'll bleep some of that out. Anyway, there we have the unboxing. I know it's long, I know it's wordy, and I do love Bob, and I do love my Tim Burton toys. Let's put Bob back here. It's technically all Disney now, isn't it, Tim Burton stuff? Tim Burton used to work at Disney years before his film career. He was an animator. He worked on Fox and the Hound, which also starred in the voice cast a young Kurt Russell as the fox. I think he was the fox. So yeah, Pincushion Queen needs her face pins back on. There are her face pins. But yes, a lovely motley crew. Again, big thanks to BC for sending me the final 3 for my collection. Now I own all 12. You fool. And now I have all 3 of the Diamond Select Black Hole figures. And I'm a happy bunny. because that's one less obsession dealt with. Tune in next time for more badly shot nonsense. Now back to me. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of fun. I certainly did. Love getting stuff that's very sort of nichey and geeky, and obviously robots. And I've got my Tim Burton stripy top on in celebration of the good little toys. Are they toys? I suppose they're toys if you play with them. Like anything, these are supposed to be toys, but if you just display them, they're not toys, they're collectibles. I don't care. Some people think nothing of spending £100 on a night out on the drink and the smoke and everything else. Good for you. I do this, and I don't drink and smoke or drive or go on holiday, and I make films. Anyway, that said, I'll go now. Thank you to all the likers and subscribers. If you're one of the 400 odd people who keep coming back to watch my videos on a weekly basis, go and hit the like button. Kind of, is it there? It'll probably be there somewhere, because that would be really cool, because it's slowly creeping up, you know, and I'd like to see what happens if I ever hit 1,000. We're quite a long way off, so any help would be good help. That's it for me. I'm not sure what's coming up next week, but it'll be something probably unfinished and in progress. So even I'm excited. See you next time.